Black fatigue or ghetto fatigue is a real thing, and no one's staying silent about it any longer. No nationality wants to be involved or bothered by this loud, obnoxious group of people. No one, not even hard-working Black Americans. I mean, I'm telling no lies here. Everywhere that group of people go, chaos follows. And no matter where you go, they're there. You can't go on a cruise ship because they done ghettoed it out. Have you seen the Carnival cruise ships? It looks like a fucking barbecue. And if you haven't noticed, it's always the same group of people. You know, loud, bonnets, pajamas, big ass eyelashes that flutter. You know, the EBT crowd. I mean, it's gotten so bad that you won't catch me at a Juicy Crab or a Cheesecake Factory or even a McDonald's for that matter, because they turn those places into shooting galleries whenever someone that looks like them look at them wrong. They have mastered the victim card. Everyone's against them. There's oppression everywhere. And it's always the white man's fault, never their own. But let one of them tell it. They would have you believe that the police is the most dangerous thing within their communities. Wrong. You're the most dangerous thing in your community, which is why the police are there in the first place, to stop you from committing genocide against your own people. Look, no one's gonna stay silent to this toxic behavior. And you can call me all the Uncle Toms that you want, but the fact that you're calling me that shows me that I'm saying something with facts. And you wonder why most good Black people move out of those communities as soon as they reach success. It's because they want more for themselves. And that crab in a barrel mindset is not conducive to prosperity. There is absolutely no accountability in that community. Most of that segment hate accountability. They hate truth. They hate to look at themselves in the mirror because they would have to face the fact that they're causing their own oppression. You also have the Democrat Party to thank for spoon-feeding that behavior, making you a permanent underclass, and you still vote blue, no matter who. But America is tired, and people have grown numb to your constant cry of racism. Everyone's a racist who doesn't agree with you. But meanwhile, you can be bigots to everybody else. But yes, I say it again, Black fatigue or ghetto fatigue is real, and it's time that we say something about it. And please, don't waste your time. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Do I believe Black fatigue or ghetto fatigue is a real thing? Yes, I do. Now, while some people may see that clip and think this gentleman is being harsh, there is a lot of truth in what he is saying, in my opinion. There's two types of Black people, and Chris Rock said this years ago, and it still holds true today. You have Black people, and to keep it PG-13, you have ninjas. And a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that as fact, and it truly is. What we have here is when you're a Black person and you try to hold your community accountable, people try to throw the word like coon, Uncle Tom, sellout, and I just never understood that. If you have a team and you're part of a certain group and your team is dysfunctional in a certain area or has a weakness, you have to call that out. You have to address that first, because without addressing that issue, the team never gets better. And it seems like people get so upset when we call out, when individuals call out certain types of behavior. Now, is that reflective of the whole community as a whole? No, but do we have certain individuals within the community that are engaging in degenerate type behavior that's affecting us all? I think that's very true.
Calling it Black fatigue, but what you really mean is I'm tired of loving wounded Black people. You can just say that part with your chest. That's what you wanted to say. You're not tired because we're toxic. You're tired because your love had conditions. Yours. You didn't come to heal, you came to curate. You came to save a version of Black society that was already fixed, and no one praised you for it. And when we didn't perform your healing fantasy, you called it draining. This archetype always shows up during collapse, the one that confuses proximity with pain and with proof that they're better than it. Right? They have proof that they're better than it. That's how they see it, right? But you have to understand that you're not above the wound just because you narrate it from a distance. You're just protecting your image in the mirror while the rest of us are still trying to stitch it back together. You didn't transcend us. You abandoned us. Real black love doesn't tap out when it gets loud. It doesn't leave when the wounds resurface. It metabolizes, it listens longer. It doesn't call the hood low vibrational just because it got a better apartment. Love doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. And some of y'all don't have love for us. And that's cool. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's cool, but I need you to know that the left is something you can get over. You could, right? And if you really tired, rest, right? If you're actually tired, but don't call that healing. That's retreat, because this ain't fatigue. It's spiritual gentrification we're watching, and these are spiritually gentrified people. You're not leaving because you're broken. You're leaving because our brokenness didn't fit your aesthetic anymore. And I need you to hear me clearly. We are not your inconvenience. Okay, we're not. We are your mirror, and if you truly heal, you'll still be here with us, not above us, right? So I get it, right? This is one thing I think is absolutely true. You do not have to like every black space, but don't ever use fatigue as an excuse to stop loving the ones who never had that option to leave. Just stupid shit. I wanted to tell a joke in this video, but these people upset me a lot.
Very intelligent brother. Again, if you're interested in seeing his content, his name is Justin Scott on TikTok. But I just have to give a little pushback here. I think there's a difference between love and fatigue, and you can have, to give an example, let's just say you're a parent, right? And you have two children. One of your children, straight A student, they do everything you ask, no issues, right? And then on the other hand, you have your other child who, let's just say you ask them to do something, they never do it, or you have to ask them multiple times before the job gets done. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing in school, and you're frustrated, you're fatigued. Now, do you love them any less than the first child? No, it's just a frustration, or not a weariness, but just a fatigue that you are having, but there is no love lost between the two children.
Black fatigue. This video might make you uncomfortable, but it needs to be made. There's a growing sentiment, most recently, of individuals who are proclaiming they do have black fatigue. And you don't have to be a non-black person to have black fatigue. What does that phrase actually mean? Essentially, black fatigue is a growing weariness of the actions of the quote unquote black community. But it goes deeper than that, because we are in 2025 now, and we are being judged based on the content of our character and not the color of our skin. But the interesting part is, the lie that's been sold to the black community in particular is that the color of our skin dictates the content of our character. That's why in the black community, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, you are acting white, when they're talking to someone like myself who doesn't act the way most people would expect a conventional black person to act. In their minds, there is a correct way to act black. And the people in your ethnic group who fulfill those very negative stereotypes, those are the ones who are going to essentially drag down the collective whole. And that's why there's individuals who are black who do and can have black fatigue, because they see how damaging it is to see the worst of us attract all this negative attention that then unfortunately gets ascribed to the entire race all too often. But what's unfortunate is, here in 2025, now we have to contend with the fact that there's people who are so sick and tired of seeing those negative aspects, those negative individuals in the black community attracting all this attention. That's what is spurring this black fatigue. I think it's something that needs to be talked about. And until we turn inward and address the issues in our own communities, I fear that this is only going to continue and get worse. And that's exactly what the powers that be want. They want to have us against each other instead of us against those who are really pulling the strings in the background.
Again, I think he made some very poignant points. We have to address the issues that we're having within the community amongst ourselves. To try to dismiss and act like there's not a certain group of individuals within Black society that are just operating and just doing degenerate type behavior. I mean, you have individuals to the point where you can't even go to certain venues, certain festivities, because you know there's going to be an altercation that can end in gunfire. You know, if this, you look at this individual wrong, you step on their sneaker, they're going to crash. They're so emotionally frail that they're going to crash out at the littlest and tiniest thing and have no regard for other people's life. These are real. This is real world examples. You have individuals who, um, if you try to better yourself, they'll tell you that you think you're better than them. No, it's not that I think I'm better than you. I just want more out of life. Is this type of mindset that we have in many communities that's very, very dangerous. Yes, do we have systematic challenges? Yes. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that's the biggest problem that we have in Black society. It's not addressing the dysfunction within our own community and trying to make excuses and trying to circumvent accountability.
Philadelphia police have released surveillance video of two suspects in the shooting death of popular rapper LGP Qua.
Before we get into this clip, this rapper right here recently lost his life over Mother's Day. And this guy was a positive rapper. He promoted positivity in the community to the youth, and they took this young man's life on Mother's Day.
He was killed on Mother's Day, May 11th, near M and East Luzerne Streets. Police say the two suspects fled in a black Nissan Altima driven by a third man. They say the suspected car has already been recovered. The city is offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. LGP Qua, whose legal name was Kadir Johnson, was 30 years old.
Again, we're very vocal when people outside the community cause violence or kill one of our own. But when we do it to ourselves in a situation like we had here, there's just not enough people speaking up.
No, more and more Black people are starting to speak up. They're starting to speak up on the community. And I don't blame us because we tired. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that there's a huge difference between regular Black folk and ninjas. Let me break it down for you. Ninjas want to stay in their horrible environments. They have no self-respect and no self-control. They go around unaliving, essaying, stealing, robbing. They don't care about each other. They don't take care of their neighborhoods. And they definitely don't take care of themselves. They don't care about their appearance. They outside loud and obnoxious. Bonnets and mink lashes, extremely long fingernails, sagging pants, smelling like an overwhelming odor of marijuana. And of course they the victim. They still complaining about something that happened 400 years ago, way before their time, way before their parents' time, way before their great-grandparents' time, way before their great-great-great-grandparents' time. Need I go on? And then we got regular Black folk. We take pride in our community. We are hardworking, ambitious individuals who definitely want to be segregated from all that nonsense. Our demeanor and our appearance speak volume. We understand that there's a time and a place for our behavior. And most of all, we respect one another. We are not victims. We are the ones without our Black card. So yes, Black fatigue is really real.
Again, she's spot on and it made a lot of great points. We're to the point now where you can't even, I just did a video recently where you have these YNs, they're taking over malls now. You can't even go to the mall on a Saturday or a Sunday with your family without it potentially being overrun by 300 kids coming there causing havoc, going in the store stealing. Now, is this everybody, all the youth in Black society? Absolutely not. But to sit here and try to pretend that this is not going on is insane. And this is why we're having so many problems in our community, because we want to talk about everything but what's going on within our own communities. And if we really address those issues first, we would be so much better off. Again, there are two types of Black people. You have Black people who want to be progressive, they're educated, they have a skilled trade, they have a business, they wake up every morning, they go to work, do what they have to do, they maintain their homes, they're respectful. And then you have another group of individuals who just have no regard for other people's life. They're so emotionally frail. A lot of these individuals are coming from broken homes, and essentially they're just on demon time.
Let me explain why I said y'all are racist. Using the term black fatigue to describe how you're tired of seeing certain problematic behaviors in certain individuals is racist. Using the words black fatigue is suggesting that you're tired of black people, when what the problem is those behaviors that are not tied to a certain group of people. Using words like ghetto and uncivilized to describe these people is stereotyping all black people. You're making a generalization about the entire population. What you are tired of is those behaviors, not the color of the people's skin. The irony that I was trying to point out is that you're using a term that is describing the mental toll that years of oppression has taken on black people to describe how you are tired of seeing people be loud in Walmart. Nobody said you can't call out behavior you find to be problematic, but using the term black fatigue to describe all black people when you know not all black people fit into that category is stereotyping, and it's racist. This also opens the conversation for a lot more racist ideas to be spread when we're using words like, we are sick of you people. Let's not forget, just because I said you're racist doesn't mean it's permanent. You guys can learn and then choose not to be. I did not make the video to be like, you guys are racist, you guys are bad, you're wrong. It's more like, think about the word choice you're using, and if you meant one thing but you said another, try not saying that again next time. But if what you truly mean is that you're sick of the existence of black people, then I can't help you, and you are just racist.
Again, I think more emphasis needs to be put on us addressing our issues in our own community and stop worrying about what other groups of people think. Again, we have to look at it as a team. And if your team has issues, your team has weaknesses, you need to address those issues from within and stop worrying about what's going on the outside first. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think black fatigue or ghetto fatigue is a real thing? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. I'm sure this is going to get this is going to cause or stir up a lot of discussion. I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.